You're watching Rockford's news leader, 13 WREX, live from Rockford. This is 13 News at 5.
Kevin Rice was a fine police officer. He was a good cop.
Rockford Police Chief Jeff Nielsen speaking there. Friends, family, and fellow officers say their final goodbyes to Detective Kevin Rice. Good evening and welcome to 13 News at 5. I'm Heather Pick.
And I'm Eric Wilson. Our top story at 5. The Rockford area joins forces to give a fallen hero a final send-off.
Detective Kevin Rice was shot and killed last week. Today, his friends, his family, the entire community remember his life. 13 News anchor Kai Reed was at Kevin Rice's funeral. She joins us now with more. Kai?
Heather and Eric, the funeral was full of tears, hugs, and emotional words from so many different people. The message was to remember all the good that Detective Kevin Rice created during his life and to keep that good alive as his body was laid to rest.
I'd personally like to thank each and every one of you for all that you've done for my family. And it's hard right now. It's real hard, but we're going to make it. We're going to make it.
Strong, encouraging words through tears from Detective Kevin Rice's 18-year-old son. He was just one of many who thanked loved ones for their support, the Rockford Police Force for their hard work, and a group of protection officers from at least 4 states for their dedication to a man who was always dedicated.
And the reality is we'll never know just how many lives he touched. The people who were victims that he helped and comforted, the young gang members whose lives he tried to turn around.
He truly enjoyed helping others. He was dedicated. He was compassionate.
Detective Kevin Rice's body was transported to Macedonia Baptist Church an hour and a half before the service. Before long, the church walls stretched to capacity. 500 filled the church, 300 the adjoining gymnasium, and at least 400 braved the heat and tents outside during the hour-and-a-half service.
The only solace that we have in knowing that Kevin's days were not very long was the fact that he didn't count the numbers, he made the numbers count.
Outside, 2 sisters found a place to watch quietly from the sidelines.
We decided to take our lunch break and sit out and observe whatever we can and show our respect. We're so drawn together, you know, looking at this and taking part in it the best way we can.
And for more than 1,000 mourners at the funeral and thousands more throughout the area, the best they can do is follow a lead that led with honor.
Kevin Rice was a fine police officer. He was a good cop.
For Rockford's news leader, Kai Reed, 13 News.
The service is moved from Macedonia Baptist Church to the Greenwood Cemetery at the corner of Auburn and Main Streets. These are aerial shots of the procession from WREX helicopter. We'd like to thank Rockford Memorial Hospital for allowing us to get up and get these shots this afternoon. The procession moved slowly along its path from Morgan Street to Central, north on Central to Auburn, and then east to North Main. That intersection was closed for part of the ceremony, a ceremony that also was very emotional. Police cars stretch as far as the eye can see. Support from all over the state for a fallen comrade. Nearly 30 different departments. Rockford residents lined the procession route. Some of them camped out hours before the ceremony. Everyone has their own reason for coming.
Actually driving by, seeing all the city police driving by, I kind of pulled over and actually walked down here a couple blocks, so decided on the way it's the best choice for me to come down here and commemorate this.
No, I've been here, I was here until April of 2000 for 45 years, and I've never seen anything like this. So I'm down here myself just to pay my respects.
So I've been knowing him for a while. He's a very nice guy. When you need him, he's there for you. You know, and I appreciate the things he have helped me out with too.
When the hearse arrives, a special escort, the pipe and drums of the Chicago Police Department.
Being a police officer, whenever we lose somebody, we all come together. And for this bagpipe band to come from Chicago to Rockford, this is an honor and a privilege for the band to come here and play for Officer Rice.
Forward, march.
Family members follow close behind, walking through a sea of blue. The ceremony was short here at the cemetery, but long enough for most people, through their sweat and their tears, to say goodbye to Detective Rice in their own special way. And with a touch, mourners have a final send-off for their colleague, partner, and friend.
While the Rockford Police Department took time to honor Rice, other police agencies stepped up to cover the streets. Officers came from all over the state to pick up patrols and keep things organized. Today's extremely hot and humid weather made that task a little more difficult.
It's an unfortunate task, but it has to be done, and to show honor to that fallen officer who gave his life in the line of duty.
And coming up tonight on 13 News at 6, we'll take a look at the preparations to get everything organized for Officer Kevin Rice's services. A sad day today for former President Ronald Reagan's family. Early this morning, his daughter Maureen died at her California home. She had been undergoing treatment for skin cancer, which spread to her brain. Maureen Reagan was 60 years old.
Illinois Governor George Ryan will decide whether he will or won't be running for that job again. Ryan makes the announcement today in his hometown of Kankakee. About 500 people turned out. This is Ryan's first term as governor. Started back in 1998. The governor's seat is up at the November 2002 election. If you stepped outside today, you know exactly how hot it was. The area was under a heat advisory again as the heat index jumped over 100 degrees. Remember to try and stay inside the air conditioning if you can, and keep in touch with any older friends or relatives you have to make sure they are doing okay. Well, hopefully, Nate promised it yesterday, we have some relief on the way from some hot days like this.
And for more on that, we turn to Chief Meteorologist Nate Higgins, who's keeping cool at a place where something cool is going on. Hi, Nate.
Hey, how's it going? Yeah, we're at the New American Theater, and they've got a big surprise coming up here in a few minutes. We'll talk about that, and we'll talk with Mary about that, more about what's going on out here. They're extremely excited, a big anniversary for them, and a big anniversary for us in a way. We're going to be saying see ya to the hot weather. Our current temperature is anything but cool. It's at 91 degrees right now. Our humidity is pretty high as well. It's dew point's up as well. It's not as high as it has been, but our heat index is still at 96 degrees. We're seeing lots of sunshine, and if you look along the horizon, it's quite hazy. Now, we'll lose a few degrees as we head through the evening hours down to around 82 degrees. Winds will stay out of the southwest at 5 to 10. We still could have an isolated thunderstorm pop up, but that'll be more likely towards Chicago in association with the lake breeze that may get triggered a little bit later. But there is some definite good news on the way in the forecast. I'm going to be a very popular guy, I think, by the time we hit Friday. Tomorrow could be a little bit rough. We'll talk more about the severe weather and what's going on out here coming up in just a few minutes. Heather and Eric?
It's about time you become a popular guy, Nate.
Nate, we like you even when the weather's lousy.
Well, we do. We know you're just the messenger. Meanwhile, water is in short supply in the village of Rockton. That's why city leaders there have issued a water ban.
People who live on the even-numbered side of the street may water on even-numbered days. Those who live on the odd-numbered side of the street may water on odd-numbered days. If you have any questions, call the Village of Rockton Public Works Department, 624-7600. Still to come on 13 News at 5, a disappointing report on the economy leads to more selling on Wall Street. Tom Custer will be in later with business news.
And at the stroke of midnight, when other teams were in bed, one local football team was working out. Steve Bridge will have that story later in sports. Stay here.
I'm Katie Couric. Tonight, life-saving new information about a killer, diabetes, a disease nearly 6 million don't even know they have.
Didn't expect it at all.
Now the best way to fight it. That plus the family. NBC Nightly News tonight.
Bust rust with Rust-Oleum Stops Rust Paint from Menards. It gives lasting protection to all metal surfaces, indoors or out. Plus, it's tintable to over 100 colors. On sale just $4.99 a quart. Save on our entire selection of barricade lock sets by Yale. On sale now. This hall and closet set is $3.99. A tulip-style entry set with deadbolt lock is $11.99. Lock out high prices with savings from Menards.
Save big money at Menards. Hi, I'm Mariette Hartley for Eddie Z's Express Blinds.
And this week, we're having a huge blind sale.
Not just any blind sale, Mariette, because this week it's buy one, get one free. Select verticals, buy one, get one free. Symphony honeycomb shades, buy one, get one free. Even Hunter Douglas light line minis and country wood blinds, all buy one, get one free. Call toll free 1-877-4BLINDS for the store nearest you or for a free shop at home appointment.
Eddie Z's. Nobody does blinds and drapery better. Nobody.
A feast from the Orient awaits you at Rockford's newest Japanese restaurant, Shogun. Locally owned and operated, Shogun is open for lunch and dinner as well as special occasions. Shogun Sushi Bar is without equal in the Midwest with the freshest sushi available. Reservations are accepted for everyday dining as well as business meetings and larger groups. Take a trip to the Orient without leaving Rockford. Shogun, Japanese restaurant just north of State and Mulford.
It's Truck Month at the Rock River Block. We have our largest selection ever of new and used trucks, SUVs, and vans. And the savings are huge, too. How big? Save $6,000 and get 0.9% financing on all 2001 four-door Explorers in stock. You save big on all our SUVs during Truck Month. When it comes to big trucks, nobody saves you more. And our selection is better than ever. Looking for a minivan? How about 0.9% financing for 60 months on all Windstars?
We've got the largest selection anywhere. It's Truck Month at Rock River Ford, State and Alpine.
On Saturday, September 8th, the New American Theater will celebrate its 30th anniversary.
Today, they are unveiling some of the big changes that come with that anniversary. Nate Higgins is live at the theater with a look at some of those changes. Hi, Nate.
Hello. We actually tried to escape the heat, and it's extremely hot. I was only outside for about 5 minutes or so, and as you can see probably nicely, I'm pouring at all levels. It's great out there, but we're trying to beat the heat, and joining me now is Mary Beaver. She's the administrative director here at the theater, and they've got some big plans coming up, and I'm going to ask you, can you tell me a little bit about what's going on in the next couple of days and couple of hours?
In the next couple hours, we are going to rip down the curtain that is behind us. It is a curtain that has been up at New American Theater since we've been in this building. We are celebrating our 30th season this year. We have an event at the Coronado on September 8th, so this is kind of the kickoff to that event. Tickets can be bought through the Metro Center. You can call 968-5222 to purchase those tickets.
Okay. And what kind of events do you guys have here on a regular basis?
We have plays here. We have 6 plays in a season in this theater. And we have a downstairs theater that has 3 plays.
Okay. And I remember when I was in school, when I was in high school, they used to take us to see like Christmas Carol, things like that. Is that what kind of things you have going on here?
Exactly. Yes. We usually do Christmas Carol every year. But since this is our 30th season, which is pretty remarkable for a professional theater, we're actually going to do The Wizard of Oz instead this year.
Okay. And we're going to be out here at 6 as well. And can you give me a little idea of what might happen? Some big stuff back there. Brand new curtain for the 30th?
Brand new curtain is coming for the season. We have a new stage floor that's already down. We're going to have a new lobby, a new box office system, new phone system. But tonight we're going to get rid of that old curtain. And then on September 8th, we'll raise a new curtain at the Coronado Theater, start our season there with a big party, and then move here for all our plays for the season.
Sounds like an exciting time. Let's see if we can get some weather to cooperate with us. Well, it didn't do that today by any means, did it?
No, it did
not. No, it didn't.
It's
very hot out there. We made it up to 91 degrees. We started off at 73. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. That's just plain ridiculous. We don't have any rain, but we might have some in the forecast, and we've definitely got some cooler temperatures. We'll talk about all that in a couple of minutes.
With more choices than ever for today's senior citizens, it's important to choose the right facility when maintaining a home is no longer an option. The staff at Belvedere Healthcare know how difficult the transition can be. That's why they maintain an atmosphere of love and friendship where residents look forward to each day. Belvedere Healthcare is an intermediate care facility where family and friends are encouraged to take part in the many activities. To arrange for a tour and more information, please call Susan or Carrie today.
Belvedere Healthcare, we're number 1.
This is a special announcement. Jump Back Floor Covering has signed an agreement with the largest flooring group in the world. Jump Back Floor Covering will not be changing their name, only its prices. Prices will drastically change as they reflect new national pricing and selection. Jump Back has already received new flooring samples reflecting their new national prices. Jump Back will continue to provide the expert installation and attention you've become accustomed to. Visit Jump Back Floor Covering. It's the new way the state line will buy floor covering.
So, Dr. Patel, I can call you doctor.
Yes.
What are your credentials?
I graduated top of my class.
Where?
Berkeley.
How many years?
8. I'm a fully licensed optometrist. I perform full scope optometry.
Hold on, full scope?
Yes, I do eye exams, prescribe medication, diagnose and treat eye disease.
What about kids? Ever work with kids?
Yes, all the time.
Congratulations. You're our man. Okay, Jimmy, you can go with Dr. Patel now.
At Shopco, we've got your doctor, we've got your frames, and we think that's pretty neat. Shopco. Neat stuff, neat store.
Welcome to WorldCom. Let's hear firsthand how you too can build self-pride with the most successful organization in the telecommunications industry.
It was very financially rewarding. I made a lot of money very, very quickly.
I would never go anywhere else.
Opportunity is great, whatever you want to be.
And the reason why I'm here, I love my job.
It's a fantastic place to work.
The advancement and career opportunity and the amount of money.
Reward yourself. Apply for a career with MCI today and start climbing the ladder of success.
This portion of 13 News is brought to you by Shoe Carnival.
Well, I had to get out in the elements one way or another, and we decided to go to the New American Theater, where there's a lot of reconstruction going on. They're just about to celebrate their 30th anniversary, and that will come up in about 1 month, but they have a little kickoff that we'll feature here on WREX at 6 o'clock. But in the meantime, their heating is not on, and that's why Nate's sweating like a hog. Let's look at some current numbers right now. Our current temperature is 91 degrees, and the heat index is at 96 here in Rockford. Around the region, we are seeing a few 80s show up. Out towards Freeport, 86, 88 in Monroe, 92 over in Belvedere, 90 in DeKalb and Rochelle, down towards Sterling as well, 91 in Janesville. As I mentioned, here in Rockford, we're at 91. That's our peak so far today. A lot of hazy skies out there. The pressure, if you are one of those people that is sensitive to big changes in pressure, this is not going to be a fun couple of days for you, because that number is going to drop like a rock for the next 24 hours, and then it will shoot back up just as quickly. So that's going to be a little bit treacherous for some of those people that have problems with that. Winds out of the southwest at 10, trying to help keep us cool, but not having much luck. Dew point down briefly, but that will rise also. The rest of this evening down to 82 degrees for the evening temperature. Wind staying out of the southwest at around 5 to 10. Other than that, a pretty uneventful evening, maybe a 1 or 2 thunderstorms close to the lake, but it should be pretty quiet out there for the most part for the evening hours. Locally on the radar, not too much to talk about. They've got the radar in clear air mode, meaning they're not expecting any thunderstorms to develop in the short term, so that's what all that green stuff is there. But other than that, pretty quiet around the area. The Midwest was quiet yesterday and quiet for the most part today, but we are starting to see some more action up to the north, and you have to look way up to the north. You can start to see some blue outlines, and those are severe thunderstorm watches that are in effect for a cold front. Actually, that's the warm front up there. The cold front is trailing back through North Dakota, and I was sitting around with some guys from work earlier today, and we were looking at the numbers in Saskatchewan, Canada, and we saw one number of 59, and not too far south of that in Bismarck, North Dakota, we saw a number of 92. So the cold air is definitely up there, and it's definitely on the way. We'll let Futurecast take her from here. There's our front that we've been talking about, and that thing, as we go through the overnight hours towards tomorrow morning, is going to shoot down towards us. Notice all the green accompanying it. That's a good thing. We need some rain still. We're a little bit short. That front will continue to sweep through. Estimated time of arrival of the front itself will probably be in the early evening hours tomorrow, and that could spark off a few showers and possibly some severe thunderstorms. So that's something I'll be keeping my eye on. But it clears out rather quickly, and this front will continue to push farther south. And when you see a front in the summertime push that far south towards the Gulf Coast states, you know that it's packing a punch, and it's going to bring in some much cooler air, and that's exactly what I'm expecting to occur over the weekend. So it's going to be just great for the weekend. Anything you have to do outside, I suggest it highly. The rest of it tonight down to 72 degrees, winds southwest at 5 to 10. Look for mostly clear skies out there. Tomorrow back up to around 91 degrees. We're going to start off a little bit breezy and a little bit warm for the day on Thursday. As that front gets closer to us, the winds really start to pick up. And then as we head into the extended forecast, notice the big change. 91 on Thursday, 79 on Friday, 78 on Saturday. And then another front comes through Sunday night, which knocks us down even farther. Look at those overnight lows, down in the 50s. Hard to beat, more like fall than summer, and we still have over a month left before summer is officially out of here. So some relief for the short term, and it looks like it might stick around for a while if we can just get through tomorrow. It's almost like you're a little kid and you're eating your dinner and you don't like asparagus. That's the thunderstorms tomorrow. The dessert comes on Friday when the cooler air starts to pour in here. Heather and Eric, what do you think about that?
I think there are many people who enjoy a little stem of asparagus every now and then.
It's not wrong.
Okay, how about squash?
Well, you
Brussels sprouts.
There's a little
the
bit for
thunderstorms
everybody.
are our Brussels sprouts.
That'll work. They even
As
look
for
like
that
them.
sweating like a hog comment, that's nothing that the little theater makeup won't take care of.
Yeah, or maybe like a whole roll of paper towels, something. I don't know. It's
There
pretty
we go.
warm in here.
Paints a pretty picture for us. Thanks, Nate.
Up next in sports, it seems a little too early for football, but
That's right. Both high school and college programs around the state kick things off today. Steve Bridge is in now with sports. Steve.
Well, hi, Eric. It was Media Day down in DeKalb. You know, for the Huskies, it's a new season after a winning one, something that couldn't be said for a while. And the new high school pig season started today at Harlem High School. They got to it as soon as possible. I'll have more in sports.
You stay right here.
Time to get moving on back-to-school shopping and save up to $30 off Shoe Carnival's entire stock of athletics.
Daddy.
Find great deals for the entire family.
Hi there.
Save up to $30 off great brands like Nike, Skechers, New Balance, Reebok, Vans, and more. Great selection and great prices. Shoe Carnival's back-to-school sale.
Is that your brother?
Shoe Carnival. Brand name shoes, back-to-school savings.
When inspiration strikes, prepare to be electrified. Necky New Home Sewing Center introduces the Memory Craft 10,000 by Janome. Sewing and quilting is now much easier with PC card technology, a USB port, large color touch screen, drag and drop with a touch of a finger, and authentic free arm embroidery. Necky New Home Sewing Center also has Memory Craft 9000s at an unbelievable half price. Experience this and much more only at Necky New Home Sewing Center, 5301 East State Street at Newtown Drive in Rockford.
Nothing compares to Seattle Sutton's healthy eating because we prepare all your meals for the week. Our meals are not frozen or dried, they're fresh. They're for anybody who wants to eat healthy or lose weight. We have delivery available to your home or office. At Seattle Sutton's Healthy Eating, we follow the guidelines of the American Heart Association. Low fat, low cholesterol, and sodium restricted. So you're eating what you should be eating for the rest of your life. Call us now, 800-442-DIET.
Arby's Chicken Cordon Bleu, a plump, juicy whole breast filet plus tender roasted ham and creamy Swiss.
Satisfy your grown-up tastes.
13 WREX invites you to go house hunting every Sunday morning. Watch the Century 21 Country North Real Estate Connection only on 13 WREX. We want to make car buying a pleasure again. We've sold quality late model cars for over 40 years and never ever employed high pressure. Gary Carlson Motors, 1621 Rural Street.
This portion of 13 News is brought to you by Arby's.
And welcome back, everyone. The practice of practicing at midnight is usually reserved for basketball teams. But this summer, a local football program took the midnight idea and decided that it would be a fine way to kick off their football season. The Harlem Huskies, at the stroke of midnight, went about the first preseason drills in the state. Well, they weren't outside, however. Noise at that hour, you know. They were inside Harlem High School. And the day, or make that the night of practice, was more about conditioning and drills, although the players took right to it. And it also took a while, though, for the Husky staff to get behind the idea.
And so at first I was a little apprehensive, and I thought, well, you know, maybe it would be a good thing. And we talked it over and ran it by the players. They were excited about it, so we decided let's give it a shot once. And
excited, man. I was ready to get stuff going, ready to fire it up right now, you know, because I've been out for 4 months of knee surgery. So, I mean, I know a lot of my teammates are ready to just get the pads on and just start lighting stuff up.
Harlem was back out on the practice field today at 10 a.m. just like everyone else around the state. Well, the NIU Huskies arrived at Media Day today coming off of 6-5 season. It's the first winning season the Huskies have posted since 1990. In the 90s, the Huskies were 27-68, but hey, in the new millennium, they are over 500. The Huskies are a confident bunch this year, even after losing 6 four-year starters and 2 three-year starters. But they have a very talented offense with a 5-year man at quarterback, Chris Finland, and an explosive wideout crop led by Darrell Hill. And they're both ready to keep winning and earning respect around town.
But I think every year I've been here, I've improved and my team's improved. I just hope to do the same again. You know, we've won more games each year, and I want to win more games even more. The time and effort we've put in as a team, I think that'll come.
Yeah, the respect factor is definitely there now compared to past years. You know, now when we go places, we sort of get double takes, and before it was just like us, the football team, but now it's a lot more respect.
The Huskies will open up their season on Thursday, August 30th against South Florida. Well, there are games that define a season. In 1984 for the Cubs, it was Ryan Sandberg's 2 homers, 6 RBIs on a national stage. In 1989, Mitch Williams' 3-run homer against the Mets did it. And, well, for the 0-1 Cubs, it could be last night that really got things going with a Mongo challenge from a press box.
All right, Mongo's home, Chicago! And don't worry, I'll have some speaks with that home plate umpire after the game. All right, in front of this,
Well, that was Steve McMichael disagreeing with Angel Hernandez's call at home in the 5th for McMichael. He was kicked out of the game later on. That's only a side note, though, to the end of the game. Joe Girardi at the plate, 2 runners on, a broken bat popped to left. From there, you can score at 7-6, 7-2, 6-3-1, and it's a fielder's choice with a run scored. Ricky Gutierrez slipped as he came across into third, but then he got his wheels back and got on down to home before the tag could be applied. Truly a bizarre night out at Wrigley, and they win that ball game 5-4 on to the present. The Cubs and Rockies back at it in the heat of the day. Jason Bray tosses a gem, and that's the final now, 2-0 or 2-1. The Cubs actually beat the Rockies, and we'll have highlights coming up at 6.
Looked like chaos out in the field.
It was, but it paid off for the Cubs.
Was that you screaming last night? I thought I heard something.
Yeah, jumping up and down, too.
Thanks, Steve.
Up next on 13 News at 5, today's report on the economy is known as the Beige Book, but maybe it should be renamed the Black and Blue Book.
To find out a little more about the bruising, we talked to Tom Custer. Hi, Tom.
Eric, you know, usually the Beige Book does not get a lot of attention on Wall Street, but I'm sorry to say that today it did, and the news was not good for investors. The report showed a further slowdown for the economy, and that led to some pretty heavy selling on Wall Street. I'll have all the final numbers right after this.
Hey, baby.
Huh?
Why are you eating that clown food? It's your appetite, darling. We need an Arby's chicken cordon bleu.
Ooh, sounds good.
They really put the ooh in food.
Ooh, you're making me hungry.
That's my job, baby.
And you're good at it.
Don't settle. Get Arby's chicken cordon bleu.
Satisfy your grown-up taste.
Great deals on quality program cars are going on right now at Tom Peck Ford in Clinton. All pre-drivens marked down to their very lowest prices, so hurry in while selection lasts.
2000 Mercury Sables, all loaded with power moonroof, starting from only $13,995. Drive home a 2000 Mercury Grand Marquis or Ford Explorer 4x4, marked down to just $15,995.
All program cars are like new with the balance of factory warranty.
That's Tom Peck Ford off Route I-43 on Highway 140 in Clinton, Wisconsin.
This spring, plant nature's best. Stop by Rockford Garden Center, 7753 West State, for landscaping design, plants, and supplies. They'll help you design your flower garden for year-round color and enjoyment. Rockford Garden Center features the largest selection of perennials in town. Locally grown, nothing is shipped in. Plus, Rockford Garden Center has all the tools and tips you'll need to keep those plants, trees, and shrubs thriving. Spring in and get a free perennial just for stopping by. Rockford Garden Center, 7753 West State, Rockford.
I'm so excited to have Tommy Bahama at Goods. It's just a whole new look and lifestyle. It's a style, it's a feeling. When you're thinking walking on the beach, holding hands, sunset. We're always trying to find the newest, the latest, the hottest thing, and Tommy Bahama's it.
Does your car have a warranty? Is it 10 years or 100,000 miles? You need a Kia. Simply irresistible and affordable. Rio, 4 doors and only $79.95. 0 down and $140 a month. Or the Kia Sportage Convertible. The top is down, 4x4, on or off the road, $13,995. 0 down and $240 a month. New cars for used car prices. Plus 10 years or 100,000 mile warranty. Rock River Kia. On the Rock River block, State and Alpine.
Good evening. Stocks sank today as Wall Street got more evidence that the economy remains in a hole. The latest Beige Book report showed that retail sales were generally lower than expectations in June and July, and the fear now is that the weakness in manufacturing is spreading over to other businesses. The Dow Industrials dropped 165 points on the day. The 30 stocks of the Dow are easy to sum up. Coca-Cola gained 62 cents. Everything else fell. 3M fell the most, dropping $2.66. The NASDAQ finished with a loss of 61, while the broader S&P 500 lost 20. So on Wall Street today, stocks finished lower across the board, with volume coming in at about 1.1 billion shares. The NASDAQ dropped 61, the S&P 500 fell 20, while the Dow Industrials finished with a loss of 165. Overall, losers topped winners on the New York Stock Exchange by more than a 3-2 margin.
join us once again live from the New American Theater with the big unveiling.
And unveiling of his 7-day forecast, which you will probably be happy to see because the humidity sticks around, looks like, for one more day, and then we cool down for the weekend. Good timing on that.
Hopefully the numbers will be nicer than Wall Street's.
That's right. That's right. I hope so.
All right, tonight's show, or nightly news is coming your way next. Have a great night.
See you right back here at 6 o'clock.